This is Dwayne Johnson's first movie since Jumanji, and that was a huge success, so let's not mess up that, right? Rampage is directed by Brad Payton and stars Dwayne Johnson and Naomi Harris, and this is based off of a video game about 3 animals that become huge and tear up the city. That's what this movie should be about, and I feel like it should only be about that, but for whatever reason, there's this ridiculous villainous side plot with these brother-sister characters, and they are the worst villains I've seen in probably like the last 5 years. Oh my god, they really derailed this whole movie for me. I felt like I was having a good time with Dwayne Johnson and George's relationship, and I felt like they were doing a really good job establishing the emotional connection between these two. And Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan in this movie is really funny at times, and I thought his one-liners were fantastic, and he is basically Negan in this movie, which is fine. I was expecting a lot more from this movie based on the trailer, and I was hoping to see this really cool movie about these monsters that tear up the city, and really the last half hour is like that. But for that first hour, I was like, oh, this is so boring and stupid and cheesy and just ridiculous. The comedy in this movie does not work at all, and when it does work, it comes from a nice place from Dwayne Johnson and George, where the relationship is really built up and actually made me feel some emotion toward the end. Just these couple characters ruined the entire experience for me, and I felt like this movie isn't worth seeing because of them. They really just detract from this entire movie. Toward the end, I was getting a little bored just seeing the same thing with these animals tearing up the city, but I thought it was entertaining as hell, and I thought it was really kind of interesting and fun, at least. But the plot is really silly and dumb, and I just felt like it's one of the dumbest movies I've seen in a very long time. Well, until I saw the other movie that I saw last night, which I'll talk about in a second. This movie should have been a really mindless movie about these 3 huge animals, and for the most part it is, but it tries to be so serious, more than it needs to be, because I felt like this movie should have been a guilty pleasure, and it is a guilty pleasure. If you enjoyed it, it's definitely a guilty pleasure, but for me, it's just a bad movie that I did not enjoy, and I did not want to ever see again. Dwayne Johnson brings a lot to his performances, and I felt like he was just wasted in this movie, and he should be doing more with his time, because he's a busy guy, and I wanted him to do more with this movie. Naomi Harris is fine in this movie as well. I felt like her relationship with Dwayne Johnson was cool and interesting, and she has some emotional development in this movie, which I liked, but overall, it's just a very boring, stupid, ridiculous movie that I kind of really disliked. I can see you enjoying it just based off of the action sequences of the wolf, the alligator, and the massive gorillas. The gorilla, George. I don't think this movie's going to make any money, and if it does, it'll be all from foreign, because nobody's going to want to see this here. I think Quiet Place is actually going to beat it again this weekend. That's my prediction. It was one of the dumbest movies. It had no... Joe Manganiello's in this movie as well, and I thought he was going to be a really big part in this movie. No spoilers, but he's not. And it just goes to show you how little people value Joe Manganiello, I think, because he doesn't have a huge part in this movie like I thought he would. When I saw him on screen, I was like, oh, Joe Manganiello's going to be awesome in this movie. And nope, not awesome. No spoilers, but... no. The way this movie starts is a lot of fun. I really loved the emotional development between these 2 characters of George and Dwayne Johnson. I want to see a whole movie just with them, because that would have worked a lot better in my opinion. But no, we get these stupid villains with this stupid science subplot, and I was just like, this is horrible, and I hated everything about that, and that's why this movie sucks, in my opinion, is because of these stupid characters and this dumb, cheesy stuff going on with them. Oh, God. What did you guys think of Rampage? I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Do you? Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Am I being too harsh on this movie? Because for a kids' family movie that it's supposed to be, it has a lot of horrible violence also, and a lot of language. So if you take your kids to see this, what do you think? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.